Hi, everyone. Welcome to Root U. This class is for educational purposes only. We don't claim to cure anything or to fix anything or diagnose or treat. We are here to educate people so that we can really help people understand what's going on in their life and be more educated. One of the reasons we do Root U is because people have questions and we want them to be answered. And it was interesting. We did 9.5 podcast yesterday, and we had people from entertainment tonight and and everything. We had one of the Playboy bunnies on. We had such great people, two doctors. I mean, it was fantastic. Producers, directors, and some of them watch Root U. So I just wanted to tell you guys it's interesting when we post these and they go back. And then I think I shared this with Joy and maybe Marty and some people when we were at Inc. Receiving the award in Phoenix. Same thing. We had people that are very familiar with Root follow me and follow Root and follow what we do. So it's been so fantastic how the ambassadors and our marketing team at corporate has really pushed step out because now it doesn't matter where we go. And I mean, it doesn't matter where we go. Like we were in the Mandarin in Switzerland, and people knew about us and took our products, right? So it's really great what you guys are doing with this and the way you're pushing it out. So let's continue to do that because I think one of the things is we focus on our current ambassadors, which we should, but we also need to make sure we're pushing these topics out. And everybody knows someone, I think, that is experiencing fertility or infertility, toxic issues, right? This is a major thing in our world right now. So let's get into this. Let's dig in. So infertility is a rising public health issue. I know that you guys know this. It's all over the world. 1 in 6 adults will experience this at some point in their life. I had multiple miscarriages. I had problems getting pregnant, and then I had cried her in merit in a year, but 2 children at the end. But I went through a period of almost 2 to 3 years where I couldn't get pregnant and we were adopting. And so I understand how it feels to not be able to get pregnant because you feel like it's you. And I can tell you personally as someone, and I want to speak to you guys about this because women especially feel this burden. They feel like it's their fault. And then men sometimes do too. Let's just put it on the table. This becomes a very stressful thing in a relationship. It personally becomes very stressful as well. Male factor infertility now accounts for 40 to 50% of the cases. Why is that? It used to be predominantly women, just so you guys know. It's kind of like colon cancer and different types of pancreatic cancer that are on the rise. It's one of those things that we don't really understand why men, what we do, I'm going to get into that, but we didn't anticipate that men were going to go through this as much as women. So women, when you go in and you're infertile, just know this, there's underlying issues they can't detect at a doctor's office. They test you for different things, but some of these things we're going to talk about today are not being tested. And unless you go to a functional med doctor, most of them won't look into this. And that's why I think the root products, we're not going to claim they're going to fix this, but I think supporting your body, getting rid of the toxins is so important. What are the toxins do? They're disrupting hormone signaling. I want to say this again.
Alexa, stop.
Can you guys put yourselves on mute, please? Thank you. They're disrupting hormonal signaling. They're damaging the egg and the sperm of the DNA, and they're triggering inflammation. And basically, your reproductive organs are not able to function when these things happen. They're also, and I want to say this part, and I want you guys to hear this, they're creating epigenetic changes that can impact not just you, but your children and your children's children. One of the things we're realizing is some of this is being passed on, and you guys know this. The heavy metals go to the stomach, people are to your GI, you're dealing with everything. They go to every area of your body. And then this impacts your children. They carry that on even more to their children. And that's why this is such a growing issue for everyone. So let's talk about fertility and men and women. Um, you know, this means that you either conceive and produce offspring or you don't. And I want to say this as a psychologist and a scientist. Please take the guilt off your shoulders. I don't want people to think that just because you have children, you're happier. And I have four children and love all of them so much. They literally are they are four of the most important people in my life. But I have very good friends that have never had children, that have tried to have children. And what they've done is they've really adopted, or they've taken their niece or nephew, or they've mentored other kids. So I just want to take a second to tell people that in life, one of the things I think that we do is we have this set regiment, which I never have. So, for example, most of my career, I haven't been home, especially when I was in pharmaceutical and biotech, because I was traveling all over. I didn't see my kids on their birthdays. I had this thing in our lives, and Duquesne would tell you this, if it were my birthday, they all got money and gifts, and we went on a date together. Like I spent time with each child together. This year, we went to Blackberry Farm together. We always do something that are group activities. Like this year, we did painting and everything else. Why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that because so many people in life get mad about little things like a birthday or a Valentine's Day. Pick a topic. And this is one of the things I've teached or taught my children because I learned it in school and I've carried it throughout my life. It's a day. So you pick another day that you celebrate that with people that are experiencing infertility and they have issues. I would encourage you to dig deep into your heart and think about other things you can do to mentor children, to intern with children, to spend time, your nieces, your nephews. There's always children that need your help, foster care, all of that. And I know that people want their own child, but I want you guys to know don't give up. And in the meantime, focus on those things you can do that really can make you happy by giving back. Let's go back to the science part of this. Um, Really, one of the big things is the hormonal regulation. And I talk about this a lot because women go through these hormonal changes, and men actually do too. But basically, your pituitary and adrenal and your different axes really control reproductive organs. Like even, the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, they're all part of this. Your neurotransmitters, we talk about zero in and being able to connect and being able to really increase performance. It's impacting the whole body. Zero in does not just go into the brain and impact neurotransmitters. We talk about this a lot. It's the brain, it's the heart, it's the whole body, it's the endocrine system. All of these things are axes, and they're basically like a matrix. Part of Eastern and Western medicine is understanding how these axes really work, and then these meridians work, and how do we treat people, right? In traditional medicine, they're doing different tests to look at are women ovulating. They're looking at the sperm count. They're looking at different criteria as to determine if there is a fertility issue. So, why are there so many women and men going to doctors that are asking about infertility, and yet the doctors are saying there's nothing wrong? And I want to say this again. That's because those doctors are not testing usually for heavy metals. They're not looking at the root of the cause. So, today I want you guys to really understand this is a subject. If you have a friend, if you have a daughter, if you are a person that's trying to get pregnant, you need to take this on yourself. So, let me use another example. When I couldn't get pregnant, I started thinking, wait, I think because I had a pituitary tumor, the progesterone in my body is not working. And so I started rubbing topical progesterone that was natural that I got at Whole Foods because I couldn't find it anywhere, the one I wanted, but I found it there. And I started rubbing it on my body. And that helped me. And that's just a trick I wanted to really tell you guys. There's topical progesterone. But another great thing is when you're on our products, like the Trinity, and we'll get into this, just being able to take the trash out, the heavy metals, get those yucky things out of your body, and then supporting it with the right things has helped so many people. I even gave a talk when I was at the World Economic Forum, and I know a lot of people were upset about this, but I gave a whole talk about infertility and about the root products and how we can really help people all over the world. And from the time I've given that talk, I probably get a monthly well, I know I get at least one monthly WhatsApp about someone that heard me speak and they're using the products and they've really helped them. And so we've really made a dent in this area. We've really helped people. And I don't credit it just to our products. I really credit it to the fact that people are really taking this on as something that they can handle. They're getting rid of the heavy metals. Yes, of course, Clean Slate and Restore and Zero In are very helpful. ReLive Greens because it's supporting the body. But at the same time, these women are really focusing on how they can get pregnant in a positive way. And when I was there giving this speech, I talked like I'm talking now. I told the women there, if you can't get pregnant, focus on something positive, help other children, do something positive in the world that impacts children. And a lot of times that positive energy will help as well. Because remember, we are not just a physical body, we are emotionally, mentally, and spiritually connected to everything. And so it's really important. And then another thing I want to tell you guys is you have to really trust your instinct and discernment. So, for example, even if a doctor tells you something, but you're not understanding it, really dig deep and look into things. And then, of course, if you have questions from us, we will answer them. I really believe that one of the primary infertility reasons are the heavy metals. I don't think it's something that most people are diagnosing or looking at. And I do think that's why you still have such a high percentage of people, because the truth is, just like you can't get nutrients when you have heavy metals and toxins in the body, your body can't communicate. And I want to say this again, the neurotransmitters, the hormones, endocrine system, everything cannot communicate correctly unless you really clean it out. What are the types of environmental toxins that really impact fertility? You guys, I'm in LA and I got up the first morning I was here. And when you look at the weather in LA, and you guys could try this, I'm not sure what it says today, but every day I've been here, it doesn't give the weather at first. The first thing it talks about is the air quality. And most of you guys know, I was in the hospital. I don't have proper oxygen right now. And it says sensitive area. If there's any health issues, do not go outside. Well, of course, I've been outside. And Clayton came into the room and he opened the window to get air. And I said, I know you want the air inside, but I said, here's the problem. Right now, because of the fires in LA, there's so much arsenic and there's so many toxins. I have to be careful. So remember, you may not be catching things like people that lived in LA during the fires. It was horrific, right? But the problem I worried about the whole time was the arsenic and how that would build up in the body and not just impact them, but impact future generations. Very worried about the children, understanding that they were being exposed to it every day. And this is a major problem because these metals, if they're in your body, they do directly, and I want to say this, please hear me, they directly impact reproductive organs. They do. So if you are living in an area where there's Agent Orange or nuclear waste, or there's been a disaster like major fires, or the water's not good, think about those change and try to make accommodations. I know if you live in a place where that happens, you can't just leave. So you've really got to make sure you're getting those heavy metals out. And I say this constantly. People ask me if I'm scared of things, like when I got the blood transfusion, was I scared? I didn't want to get the blood transfusion, but I knew I would take Clean Slate and whatever was in the blood, I would make sure it got out of my body because it's a continuous thing. It never ends. People ask me, when will I not have to worry about heavy metals? My answer is that does not exist anymore in this world. This is a constant concern, and people need to understand this. These heavy
Hallo
metals
Nicole.
even impact estrogen, progesterone that I talked about earlier, and of course, testosterone, because the axes are not able to communicate to reproduce if you have so many heavy metals in the body. They also can damage permanently different things linked to this. And also, they can cause neurodegenerative issues with the children. So, again, when people ask me, you've got to really prepare your body to get pregnant. I look at this as a good thing. It's like before you go into surgery, you should be rested, you shouldn't be overweight, your body should be healthy. Before you get pregnant, guys, you should be healthy. Take products, make sure you're cleaning out your body, eat healthy, sleep, make sure that you're really getting those things that you want. The endocrine disrupting chemicals are another thing that really impact people. I talked to you guys a lot about parabens and BPA and all the different things that are really almost blocking the ability to get pregnant, and they're everywhere. And the problem is these things, along with pesticides and herbicides and glyphosate, I did so many talks about this yesterday during the podcast. This is really causing damage, and the mechanism is causing the body not to be able to produce or reproduce because it's blocking everything. So this is a very persistent problem. It's really impactful, and we can't ignore it. So I grew up on a farm. There was pesticides. Most of you guys have been around pesticides. We're eating fruit, we're eating vegetables, even if it's organic. Unless we've reversed those pesticides out, we've cleaned them out, which is why one of the manufacturing processes is so important, because we're cleaning, recleaning, recleaning. You got to get that stuff out before you put it in your body. It's really important to be persistent in doing this, because parasites are persistent, fungus is persistent, glyphosates are persistent. All these chemicals are persistent in your body. So you've got to be stronger than that. You've got to be more persistent. Air pollution, we just talked about this, and microplastics. People ask me, can the products do that? And I just want to say this: Clean Slate and Clean Spirit are your friends. If you really want to clean the body out and you want to get in and really take care of things, if you're worried about your age, if you're looking for longevity, if you're looking for performance, the Trinity for me is a foundational system that can really impact the body and really help the body get rid of all this junk that's inside that's prohibiting younger people, older people, everyone from reproducing. So we've really got to take the time to focus on that. What is the mechanisms of impact on fertility? So basically, it's the same things we've talked about. You have your hormonal disruptions. Again, you saw what I just said in the slides that are on there. It has to do with heavy metals, pollutions. It has to do with, Marty, can we
I'm
mute
trying
him?
to find it. Sorry, there's
Okay.
multiple people unmuting right now, so I'm trying to find them.
Okay. The only reason I care, guys, I don't want to be rude at all, but we have so many people now that are watching these because of where they're being posted. And so I really want to make sure you guys don't interrupt, so that other people that are not yet in the root community can watch these without interruption. So I'm not trying to be rude. I just really want to make sure that we have this as an educational piece for everyone. And to disrupt it, we sometimes lose a little bit of that.
I'm
Um,
also turning off the ability to unmute yourself unless you're a co-host like us. So
okay.
I'll say on.
Thank you. So the oxidative stress and the DNA damage can be really impactful. It can last for a very long time. That's why a lot of people, and some people think that you can't reverse it. I disagree. In fact, when Priscilla and Roger and they had this big meeting in Switzerland, and there were so many people that could never get pregnant, and they were on our products and they got pregnant. One of the things that I really talked about is because some people, it took 9 months to a year while they were on the products for it to happen. Some people, it happened in 4 to 6 weeks. And I tried to stress to them that one of the problems is, if the damage to the DNA has happened over time, then it's a problem. And something else that's not on this slide and wasn't on the other slide: drugs. And I just want to say this to everyone, because there's so much of a propensity for people to do drugs now, and we don't categorize it as drugs. But when you look at things like ayahuasca, and you look at things like mushrooms, and you look at different things like acid and different things for your body, just know when you do that, everything can impact the body. It really can, and it doesn't go away overnight. So cherish your body, love it. I'm not against all of those things if there's a medical reason to treat people. So I understand there's alternative treatments, and I actually met with one of the doctors about this yesterday. However, and I want to stress this, be very careful what you put in your body and select. Don't just trust someone that takes you out and gives you things and tells you it's going to be okay. Trust your instinct, and then make sure that you're really focusing on everything else that's going on around you, because everything around you, including stress, is impacting your ability to get pregnant or not get pregnant. There's different modifications that happen as well when it comes to microRNA changes that occur because of these toxins. It's really important for people to understand this. There's also immune dysregulation that can happen, and the reproductive organs aren't working effectively. What about pharmaceutical products? What about over-the-counter products? Good question. Those are very important too, to make sure that you're not taking or that you're very careful when you take them. Almost all pharmaceutical drugs are categorized as pregnancy class C. What does that mean? Pregnancy class C means it could harm the baby or the mother. And I said almost every pharmaceutical product is like that. And a lot of things like Tylenol and Advil are like that. But the problem is, so many people take those types of products and they're not thinking that it's disrupting the microbiome, that it's really impacting the whole GI system, that it causes bleeds in the ulcer, and that also it can cause and impact fertility as well as your children when they're born. So remember that this is an issue. And I know that in our country, Kennedy came up, he came up with, and Trump discussed this. But for me, it's just an underlying issue. It's not the main reason for autism. For me, it's one of the issues. And I say this all the time. It's kind of like the vaccine. It was a tipping point, right? Most people that are taking that had issues, some people didn't. But the problem is every time you put something in your body, it's impacting you. So never think it's not impacting you, because it is. And then choose wisely and choose things that are very, very important. Next slide. Yes, guys, I think most of us understand that in the United States, this came out about autism. And again, it's just one of the underlying factors. It's like toxins. It's not the only factor. It's one of the things that can cause it. Um, and every time we have a new person that's over healthcare, a new president, they come up with something different, which I respect a lot. But I want you to know, again, it goes back to this. Your body hits a tipping point. It's not just one thing. It's multiple things that cause your body to get to a point where it can't produce and it can't do things. Reducing environmental toxin exposure is really important, but it's hard, right? How do we do this? And I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed with this. I'm going to give you some basic facts that you can look at. It's really important to choose toxin free. It's really important to have personal care. You need to look at what's going on. You've got to look at what you're putting on your hair, what you're putting on your skin. Some products are worse for your hair and skin that say organic than typical products, because just because it's organic doesn't mean it doesn't have other things in it. And that's something I think people have a very hard time understanding, but I want to say it again. You have to be extremely careful. Look at the ingredients, understand them. And then again, the other question is, what are they doing in manufacturing? Are they taking the toxins out of that product? Are they making sure that any kind of fragrance or any kind of additive, they've cleaned it and it's clean and it's safe for the body? Typically, the answer is no. So you really have to look into it. Now, sometimes with companies like Root and other companies like us, the answer is yes. They're working really hard to make sure you have the best products for your body. Your cleaning supplies are really important. Guys, if you are trying to get pregnant, please pay attention to this. There's so many chemicals that you use in your house that are not really good for your body, which means probably we shouldn't use them in our house, right? So start focusing on stuff like vinegar or baking soda. One of the things I tell people all the time is you could put Skin Defense in a bottle with saline and spray it and help clean things. You could also do that with Clean Slate, because these are cleaning mechanisms that are actually safe, that are good for you. So you would take a bottle like this that's filled about almost to the top, and then you would put Clean Slate or Skin Defense or Clean Spirits in this bottle, and you can clean things with that. I would choose Clean Slate, just so you know, over Clean Spirits, because there's other things in that as well. The reason Skin Defense works is you've got HOCl, you've got all these products that are actually very positive cleaning, and they don't impact you negatively. So again, you can use this, you put a spray top on it, put some of the product in it, and then use that as a cleaning supply. I do like vinegar, but I don't love the smell. But I do sometimes clean with vinegar. I use baking soda, and I also there's natural products out there that you can look at the ingredients. Like I've even used lavender. I've even used gosh, the other day I was trying to clean, and I used I'm trying to remember. oregano. And I know it, but the problem was it smelled bad. And I used cloves because I was trying to clean everything out. There's different essential oils that you could also add to this bottle that help when you're cleaning. But I wanted to bring that up because it's so important. Food packaging is also important, which is why one of the patents that I wrote are actually packaging, and we're adding different algae and different spirulina so that people can actually eat the packaging. We're not done with that yet, but the patents were approved. So it's really important that you guys understand when we did this, we didn't just, when we did the patents or when I wrote the patents, and believe me, every day someone gives me another thing to write a patent on, and we are producing those very rapidly. But honestly, when we first got into this, one of my big things was packaging. One of my big things was I looked at cleaning supplies, I looked at makeup, as you guys know, and hair supplies, because all those things really do impact you. Make sure you follow an organic diet, but then remember, guys, what I said about organic and be extra careful. These farmers markets and things like that are a great place to shop. A lot of your stores now, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but they're spraying pesticides on the meat and the fruit. This is a major thing. So I was meeting with Dr. Ben and his group yesterday. I did some podcasts with them, and I was talking to his wife the night before. He's one of the doctors that Jill had introduced us to. And he was talking about this, about how all of, or the majority of grocery stores are now using these toxic pesticides to spray not just on the fruit, but also on the meat and stuff. So please be careful where you shop and where you get things. Supporting detoxification pathways are really important. We talked about this earlier. You've got to get the liver to really work. You guys hear me all the time. I talk about P450 systems, IL-2, IL-4. I want to say this again. Those enzymes in the liver really control a lot. People don't realize that. And they can be very harmful if you have different things that are not good. So you've really got to support the entire body. Anyone that thinks a liver or a pancreas or a heart are not content are not included in infertility are wrong. Your whole body is a part of this process. You can't produce a child unless the entire body is in a place where it can actually support it. One of the problems that happens is they're the key nutrients that most people should take, they're not, which is why when you look at the root products, I really focused on what are things people need and how do we need to clean them? How can I produce them so they're more impactful and healthy for someone's body? So I really leaned heavily on different things. Um, like turmeric, curcumin, I leaned on black cumin seed, resveratrol, apple vinegar. Look at your Restore. Look at your ReLive Greens. All of those things are helping the body detox. And I want to assure you guys those products are cleaned, recleaned, recleaned. So it's really important that you understand that because you're giving your body those good things. So women, mothers, people out there that are trying to get pregnant, focus on, I just gave my body the best turmeric curcumin I could ever give. I just took a Restore. I had the best resveratrol I could ever have and black cumin seed. And at the same time, I'm preparing my body for the future, for what it's going to carry and what's going to happen. So you're going to mentally, emotionally, spiritually really drag that into your body and your life and visualize and manifest, how can I get pregnant? I'm taking positive things into my body. Let me make sure I support my body. Uh, Phase two is really looking at metabolites. So when you look at phase one, when you're detoxifying the liver, it's really important to focus on these nutrients. And I would say this, what I don't have on here is at first, your first step is taking clean slate and really helping detoxify. And then you really focus on the nutrients because you got to clean the body first and then support it. Phase two is where you really look at the molecules. And again, I want to look at this, the sulfate molecules bind to things like glutathione and different things that you need to basically support, but you've got to eliminate the things that are tagged on that out of the body. And I know that's hard to understand, but the body needs certain minerals and vitamins. The problem is if you give your body the wrong minerals and vitamins, or if they're not supported because you have toxins in the body, then you really don't have the ability to do what you need to overall really support fertility. So again, try to focus on this and always look at, again, the nutrients. Look at the different things like glutathione, NAC, which we have all of these things in our products, your amino acids, your peptides, all your different things really enhance estrogen clearance and they can really help your body. Next slide. So, how do you optimize this? And again, I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over, but you really have to bind the heavy metals, get them out of the body, and support your health. The key agents of some of this too are chlorella. There's different pectins. There's different bioavailable silica. And again, this goes back to why did the root products, why did they come in the algorithm and the pathway? Why did the Trinity be released first? Because your goal is to support the person. And I wanted the first three products we released to be very, very important as a first step to people's health because I felt like it was very important to support their overall body and including again another body that will be coming out of you that will be another human being, right? That's a miracle. That's an amazing part of life, but you have to have the nutrients and the probiotics and prebiotics are also very important in this. Again, let's go back to ReLive Greens. You look at Restore, ReLive Greens, you look at Clean Slate, all of these things that are advice on how you can support the body are in our products. Next slide. So, optimizing reproductive health again is important. We're going over the same things over and over, but guess what, guys? These same things over and over are what can support your body. You really have to have folate, which is B9. So again, guys, look at your Clean Spirits line, your Good Morning Miracles, your Zodid, and I say this a lot. The things that are full of your B vitamins, you look at Crush and even look at Sculpt. All of those are really packed full of things that the body really needs. Your B vitamins are in there. Our Good Morning America, Good Morning Minerals has all of those things. You look at natural barrier support, your basics with vitamin D, vitamin K, and D3, of course, and K2. Like there's different types of algorithms, but your zinc and your vitamin C are your basics. So when you're taking things like the Trinity and ReLive Greens and Crush and Sculpt, always remember too, you need your basics along with that, like a natural barrier support. Put it in water with different things, or you can put it in a juice and just drink it in the morning. That's what I do with ReLive Greens. That's what I do with most of the products. Um, so, lifestyle practices to support, and again, we talked about this. You've got to reduce stress. Fighting over not getting pregnant is not going to work, guys. You have to support each other. You have to love each other. Don't blame each other. And I want to say that very strongly. You can't blame someone that they can't get pregnant. Here's what you can do you can support them. You can help them. You can give them this deck. They can read about it. They can start understanding their body. Going to a doctor for infertility, again, most of them never bring up heavy metals. They never bring up pollution or microplastic. It's just not a discussion unless it's a functional med doctor. And then most of those doctors do understand things like this. So you've got to take this on your shoulders to really help other people and help your own lives so that this is an issue that pertains. And guess what, guys? While you're doing it, you're getting healthier, you're getting better, you're feeling better. Um, so reduce your stress, don't argue, just be supportive of each other. Get sleep. Remember, circadian rhythm is best. That means you get up when the sun gets up, you go to bed when it's dark. I'm not great at that because of travel. Um, every night I've been here, I've wanted to go to bed early, but it hasn't happened. So it's kind of hard to do, especially when you're traveling different places, but it's important and your body's important and you're worth it. So remember to try to focus on that. Again, circadian rhythm, getting up in the morning, going to bed at night. I actually have a patent on circadian rhythm. If you guys want to see it, ask Tiger. She can send it over to you. We do have it approved. I looked at sleep alignment and circadian rhythm. I even wrote in fertility because again, this is an important part of it. Regular exercise is very important as well. So you have to make sure that you're walking, swimming, doing whatever is best for your body. Strength training is very important too, and weights, but you want to do those in moderation, especially if you just got pregnant. One of the issues that happens when you have disruptions in toxins is you actually can get pregnant but can't carry the baby, if that makes sense. So you'll lose the baby, and some women don't even know they're pregnant during the first, 6 to 8 weeks. And it's because the body can't support it. That's not horrible news. That means you just have to get your body ready so it can support it. Next slide. So, how do the root products support it? And I know I've integrated this in to everything that I've been speaking about. Let me get my phone. I just need to make sure I'm not. I'm going to go about another 5 minutes, Tiger, and then I'm going to have you take over. Clean slate is so important because it's a bioavailable silicone. I say this all the time. I think it's one of the things I'm the most protective of in our whole line of products because it's the most controversial, right? But it's the one that really helps bind things and get them out of the body. And I think that's really important. They can remove heavy metals, and I want you guys to understand this. Your mercury, your lead, your aluminum, your arsenics that I talked about earlier are really impacting the whole hormone production as well as eggs and sperm. So you really, regardless, even if it's easy for you to get pregnant, clean slate is something people should be on if they plan on getting pregnant, in my opinion, because you really want to get all these heavy metals out in a safe way and remediate them. And yes, there's other zeolite products out there. There's other detox products out there. Listen, guys, I want you to know we have other detox products. ReLive Greens is a detox product. It also supports Restore, detox product, but it also supports everything. And I could go on and on because what I tried to integrate into the entire product line is how do we get rid of things at the same time we're supporting it. So we do not just have clean slate as a detox or a cleaning mechanism for the body. We have clean spirits. We have the whole clean spirits line, which is 3 products. Your peptides that you're putting on your face are also helping detox where they're helping support it. I had a doctor in that was talking about peptide injections yesterday and IVs and everything that they're doing. And I said, are you guys making sure that the peptides are clean? Are you guys reversing what's in the peptides? Because peptides hold on to heavy metals and toxins. The answer was, I don't know. No one thinks about it. You need to think about it. If your doctor's not thinking about it, ask them, is this product clean? Because I'm not against peptide injections. I'm not against NAD IVs. I'm not against any of that, but you've got to make sure if you're taking that along with the root products that they're clean. Um, the zero in is very important. People ask a lot, can you be on zero in when you're getting pregnant? The answer is yes, but I would not take high amounts of zero in while you are pregnant. One a day is a good method because, again, you're giving your body these things that are very positive. And I know it helps a lot of women when they're pregnant because they're so tired and it helps them with energy. But I would not recommend taking heavy amounts of that while you're pregnant. Once you get pregnant, you can stay on the products that you're on, but you have to make sure you're not taking like 10 packets of Restore. And if you say to me, why? My answer is this. You could take 2 or 3, but you got to remember you're giving your body what it wants. Don't overload it either. You're giving yourself really what the body needs so that the nutrients work and you can function correctly. It's like water. When you take some medication, it'll say you can only drink a small amount of water. Why is that? Because the doctors are trying to get the peak plasma level, the steady state, and everything that's going on in the body to work effectively. To do that, medication, you can't have some medication. You can't have too much water or too much food. However, with our products, you can take our products with food. I say this a lot. It's fine without food. Like I take zero in the morning, I take clean slate, I take restore. However, if you're pregnant, my advice to you is to take our products with food. And that way, again, you're supporting the body with your food. Because if you're eating something, another reason for this is if you're eating something that has toxins, you want to take our products with it so it gets rid of the toxins while they're in there. Aloe vera, D-ribose, ketones, apple cider. Guys, I have to say I love this product. It's so important for anti-inflammation. It's really important to get those pathways to work, the neurotransmitters to connect, and your entire microbiome to work. Do not think the microbiome is just in the GI and the stomach. It's all throughout the body. It's in your pathways, your endocrine, your vascular. Everything needs to be supported by this. Next slide. ReLive Greens, we know this is one of my favorite products. I can't go a day without it. Ever since the surgery, I think I'm kind of addicted to it even more. It's the one thing I can take. It makes me feel better. When I know I don't feel like eating, which I haven't really felt like eating, this is something I can have 3 to 4 times a day. And I feel great about it, just like Restore and Clean Slate and the rest of our products. Immune Defense Shield, again, guys, I've said this earlier, K2, D3, C, magnesium, guys. That's not all that's an immune shield. We also have the NAD and the quercetin. It's really important. This is helping your body, your DNA, your reproductive organs. It's supporting you. So I should have mentioned it early. This is a great product to take if you're trying to get pregnant. Next slide. Give me back my youth, collagen, and really providing colostrum for the body. It's so important. It improves the ovaries, the integrity of the uterus, and the testicles. So everything about it is really impacting the reproductive organs. And we haven't talked about that enough. Please share this with people. You really want supportive connective tissues to work, and those are your reproductive organs. Next slide. Sculpt. Gosh, someone asked me yesterday, one of the women I was doing an interview with was asking me about Sculpt. And I told him it balances their sugar, and it really helps also with ovulation, because she was talking to me about it. Why did I bring that up? Because when you look at it, the key ingredients are known to be supportive to women in ovulation, and you want to make sure you're ovulating, because if you're ovulating, then you can get pregnant. If your ovulation is not working, or if it's off balance, then no, it's really hard to get pregnant. So this is another thing that's really helpful. It has adaptogenics in it that also modulates stress and can help the body really reduce stress and help your reproductive organs. Next slide. These are your references. I'm going to let Tiger answer questions. I want you guys to know I'm so thankful for this group. I'm really excited about the growth we're seeing in different areas and the new customers that we have. Please share these with people, and please make sure that people understand them, and direct people to watch them online as well, so that we can really get the information out there. Thank you so much, and have an amazing day. Tiger, do you want to take over questions, or Marty, or Dylan? I'm not
Clay
sure.
today, so Clayton will answer questions.
Well, Clayton is not answering questions today because he has to
No,
be.
look, I'm Clayton today.
Oh, you're Clayton. Let me see, Tiger. Where are you? You're so cute, Tiger.
Do it again.
Yes, look at her. She's dressed like Clay.
Pretty good.
You can come see her. Stephanie's in her too.
But yes, I got questions. You can jump off.
Better Tiger. It's better Tiger doing it than Marty, by the way.
We were supposed to be in Vegas and manufacturing. We ended up having all these meetings this morning and this afternoon. But anyway, thank you guys. Have an amazing Halloween if you celebrate Halloween. If you don't, just be thankful for life. This is a time of year I love. October. It's not just my birthday and Joy's birthday and Thigh's this month, but it's a lot of great weather in the United States. And I know it's the same over in Europe and the Middle East. Please enjoy your time. Love each other. Be there for each other. And I just want you guys to know I'm thankful for you. And Tiger, I'll let you take it from here. Thanks, guys.
Does anybody have any questions? Yes. Elizabeth?
Yes, it took me a second to unmute. Just a quick general question, because a lot of the discussion here was about heavy metals. And just like thyroid, the testing is kind of iffy, and so I get a lot of, oh, I had my heavy metals tested and they're fine. They may have even gone to a functional medicine doctor. This is for all conditions. And I'm happy that people are concerned about that, but how accurate is heavy metal testing? And I do know that regardless of that result, you're exposed to this stuff every day. So I got that part down.
Yes.
But
I think it depends on the lab and the type of testing that you're getting. I know like the routine testing is not very as intensive as if you did go to like a holistic doctor and do a whole panel. And then it changes every day. So one day you could be good because maybe you just took your clean slate and went and had your blood done. And then after you go the next night, it could be worse. You know what I mean? It fluctuates because of everything that goes into your body every single day.
So really you would trust the tests from a functional medicine doctor, or would that still?
I would trust a functional medicine doctor more than a regular doctor, because a regular doctor doesn't usually do a heavy metal testing anyways. So they're not very educated in that at all.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, Jill. Oh, let's get you unmuted. There you go.
Hi. Hey, I was just wondering if you could put the reference screen back up. I wanted to grab that, or if the slide deck.
I can just share the the
that'd be
references
great.
with you. Yeah,
That'd be great.
for sure. Yeah.
Okay. And then I just want to say that I am not claiming to cure, treat, prevent, heal, make any claims of any kind, but my own daughter was diagnosed with infertility. And not only does she have a 2.5-year-old, she is pregnant again. She used it was the root products that changed everything. And I will stand by that, hand on the Bible in front of everybody. That changed everything. So that is, I believe, why she had kids. Her pregnancies are amazing and wonderful. And so it was great to hear Dr. Rahm talk about in pregnancy, being able to, I'm literally texting with her right now, that in small amounts, zero in and or restore are something you can take in pregnancy, especially if you've been taking them before, because I look at that like, whatever you were like, if you were a runner before, you can go ahead and continue being a runner. So I just texted her and I said, on days where you think you need it, you could do restore or zero in. So she was very grateful for that. So I wanted to say that. And all of the things that Dr. Rahm brought to light, everything you put on your skin, everything you eat, everything you cook with, it all matters. Your water, your clothes, all of the toxins, it all matters. So make sure that you're focusing on that too, because that is something that we changed everything for her. And I believe that that helped as well. So I just wanted to give everybody like a rah, rah, it can happen, clean up your body, because we were doing things before that and it wasn't working. And 18 months after she started all in on root, baby number one came. And by the way, she told me, she goes, I was supposed to be infertile. So she was married, but she's like, I got pregnant faster than what I thought. And I was starting earlier because I thought I was supposed to be infertile. She goes, I didn't realize I was fertile myrtle, but there you go. Just wanted to give everybody some
Amazing.
some encouragement.
Verena, you got a question for us?
Thank you. It's not a question. I just would like to add something. Jörg Nowak, who is typically in the call, but he's still working. He talks a lot about electrosmog and radiation, etc. And he recently sent me a document that there are more than 130 studies that show that, well, our mobile phones and all the Bluetooth technology, etc., has such a detrimental effect on fertility. And I think it's so important also to talk about that. I know Christina had it in her presentation. I just wanted to stress 130 international studies showing that this is one of the key reasons as well. And they also mentioned other toxins, so that's fine. But it's something that most young people don't really think about it.
Yes, I agree. Thanks for that. And if anybody needs the references, you can just email me and I can email you guys the references because I know you guys like those.
Thank
So if he
you.
has anything else, I'm going to be mindful of everybody's time. I hope everybody has a great week. And if you celebrate Halloween, have a great Halloween. Oh, Jennifer, you got a question for us?
Okay, it took me a moment. I just want to say thank you for everything that you all are doing at headquarters. I want to say thank you to all our mentors and Jill being one of them. And I want to say, Tiger, you look amazing, and Clay's get up. I have to say that because you look amazing. And I just wanted to share some love because I know we all are working hard and we're going to keep working hard and share this message. And just hugs to everyone because I know that sometimes I need a hug. And there you go. There's one for y'all. Love you guys.
We are thankful for you. We're thankful for all of you guys and everything that you guys do from us. We learn from you guys just as much as you learn from us. So thank you for that. And I hope everybody has a great week and a great day.